I now give the floor to the representative of Greece.
Thank you, Mr. President, and let me thank ASG Hiari and Mr. Youssef Al-Dobei, Assistant Secretary General of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, for their briefings. Greece very much welcomes today's opportunity to exchange views on the cooperation between the United Nations and the OIC in accordance with the UN Charter and its Chapter 8 provisions. Today, I would like to highlight the following 3 points. First, Greece reaffirms its support for enhanced cooperation between the UN and regional and sub-regional organizations in accordance with Chapter 8 of the UN Charter. Regional organizations have a valuable role to play in promoting regional and, by extension, international peace and security. They can be suitably placed to foster dialogue and facilitate regional solutions to challenges which often exceed the regional scope. We highly value the contribution of such organizations to the peaceful settlement of disputes, as well as their ability to complement the work of the United Nations. Provided that their conduct remains fully consistent with the purposes and principles of the UN, its Charter, and the resolutions of the Security Council, they can serve as important platforms for conflict prevention, preventive diplomacy, reconciliation and peace building, to name a few. In this spirit, Greece encourages the continued dialogue and structured cooperation between the UN and regional organizations, stressing the need for their conduct to be fully aligned with international law and Security Council resolutions. Second, Greece supports constructive engagement between the UN and the OIC towards the fulfillment of UN principles and purposes. The engagement between the UN and the OIC across regional faith-based organizations, particularly in conflict-affected regions such as the Middle East, North Africa, and the Sahel, has the potential to demonstrate the value of regional perspectives in multilateral diplomacy. Enjoying strong bilateral ties with many of its members, Greece additionally acknowledges the active role of current states, members to the OIC, serving on the Security Council, with which we enjoy excellent cooperation. Third, Greece expresses its serious concern of and opposition to the content of certain resolutions adopted by the OIC, as well as elements in its declarations which contravene international law, the UN Charter, and Security Council resolutions. Greece underscores that OIC resolutions must always be fully aligned with the international law, the UN Charter, and the resolutions of the Security Council, namely on issues pertaining to the Cyprus issue and the non-interference in the domestic affairs of sovereign states, according to Article 2, Paragraph 7 of the United Nations Charter. With regard to the Cyprus issue, Greece emphasizes the need for strict adherence to Security Council resolutions 541 and 550. The OIC has most regrettably attributed observer status to the secessionist entity on the island since 2004. This, despite the fact that the Security Council, with its resolutions 541 and 550, clearly condemned its unilateral declaration of independence, demanding it be withdrawn. It equally called upon all states to respect the sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity of the Republic of Cyprus, and not to recognize the illegal entity or assist it in any way. In addition, OIC resolutions and elements in its declarations outright contravene international law. In fact, the OIC's latest Ministerial Summit Joint Declaration speaks of a so-called Turkish Muslim minority of Western Thrace, as well as a Turkish Muslim population in the Dodecanese. Any such reference is factually incorrect, as the International Treaty of Lausanne established the status of the Muslim minority in Thrace, Greece, on the basis of religion. Likewise, the small population of Greek citizens of Muslim faith residing in the islands of Rhodes and Kos in the Dodecanese enjoy the same rights as any other Greek citizen, with their religious rights and freedoms fully protected. Mr. President, we regret that past efforts to raise these concerns with OIC Secretariat have not borne fruit. We hope today's exchange offers a fresh opportunity to reaffirm the importance of aligning all regional positions with international law and Security Council resolutions. At the end of the day, adopting positions that blatantly contravene international law does little to advance the cooperation with the United Nations or contribute to the work of the Security Council. Greece, an elected member of this Council, will never shy away from raising these issues with the OIC and its member states as a true believer in the merits of forging honest relationships. I thank you.
I thank you, the representative of Greece, for the statement.